Welcome back to Making Life Easier as You Age. Today we're finally out in the garden and we're going to discuss compost. Now I have a great area in my yard for making compost, and twice a year I harvest the soil and then begin layering up my bins to make soil for my next planting. An important ingredient is manure. I bring it home from a local stable. Next I add a heavy layer of grass clippings. The grass suppresses the odor and eliminates the flies. You'll want to use manure from grain or grass-fed animals. That means cows, horses, goats, etc. If you live in the city, it can be hard to find a stable to get your manure. But you can also buy steer manure from your garden supply store, and they even have deodorized steer manure if odor with your neighbors is going to be a problem. But no matter what your source of manure is hot, and it has to stand about 6 months before you can plant in it. So add it to your compost, work it into a flower bed that isn't going to be planted in for 6 months. Otherwise, your seeds and your seedlings will just burn up. I keep a plastic container on my kitchen counter, a place where I can deposit fruit and vegetable scraps that I'll later be burying in my compost. Surprisingly enough, the green trash in the container never smells, even if it's a couple of weeks before I dump it. Now, the only other thing you have to do with your compost is to keep it moist. I water mine about once a week. It really helps speed up the decomposition process. Another hint about compost is that you never turn it. I know this goes against a lot of things you've heard, but you just keep layering, keep building it up, and harvest your soil from the bottom. You set up an ecosystem in your compost pile, and turning it just disturbs that, and it takes that much longer for all the little critters to turn your trash into dirt. As I said before, I harvest my soil twice a year. I take from the bottom and use it to fill up my containers that I garden in. I get beautiful, rich soil from doing this. You can even create some small compost bins in your flower beds using PVC pipe and chicken wire. They can be moved to a new area when you're ready to harvest the soil, and they promote beneficial worms. I add leaves and other yard debris during the year and all the paper from my paper shredder. Until next time.